Hello, humans. I promised you another video the other day, and it took me 2 days to get to it, but I did. I got to it. It's about my trip down to Indianapolis on Monday. I talked about that trip in terms of being someone with HEDS. This time I want to talk about it being as someone who's trans. And while I'm out, several times that day, a man would hold the door for me. And that's not a big deal. You know, when I was presenting mail, men would hold the door for me. You know, it's just polite to say, instead of like letting the door slam in front of somebody. But now, when a man, especially an older man like my age or older, holds the door for me, they'll say something like, it's like 3 different guys said, "There you go, hon." I'm conflicted. Part of me is like, that's really patronizing. And it's like, why are you calling me hun? I don't know you. I'm not your honey. And it feels like they're talking down to you. You know, it's like you're the lesser, you're the fair sex. I have to do this for you. And I don't get that from everybody. I don't get that feeling. And it's probably just me, honestly. It's probably just me that it feels really patronizing when someone says, calls you hun, honey, darling, unless they know you, unless there's some kind of affectionate thing. It feels like they're talking down to you. And I only really get that from older men. Both the feeling and the word. You know, women don't usually call me hun. Younger men and women usually don't call me hun. It's just older men, and it always feels so. Ugh. On the other hand, the trans person in me is going, which is called gender euphoria, which I think is way more important as a diagnostic than gender dysphoria. But we put it's like, oh, there's something wrong, it's dysphoria. But when something feels right, it's euphoria, and you get very happy about it. Oh, that can't mean anything. I think it's opposite. I think when you're presenting the gender you know yourself to be, and other people see you that way, and that feeling of, that's much more important. That's what actually got me to figure myself out. So, on the one hand, ew, don't call me hun. On the other end, ooh, they called me hun. And I bring this up just because I never really meant to, be in this space. When I started the transition, I'm a non-binary person, and when I started the transition, I said I am not going to try to pass. Yes, I am trans feminine. I want a more feminine body. I want a more feminine presentation, but I actually want to get more androgynous. I'm not going to try to pass as a cis woman. I still have no intention of trying to pass. I don't wear makeup. I dress fairly androgynously. I was like, I am out, obvious, trans feminine person. And, people are just going to have to deal with it. I am queer. There, now you can actually see it. Oh, by the way, if you love this shirt, check out queerchocolatier.com. Find out where she's going to be. I think she still sells the shirts. I'm not sure if she has the shirts. But that's secondary to the chocolate. Oh my God. And no, this is not a paid endorsement or anything. Personal friend who makes the absolute best chocolate and is someone who has helped take care of me on some of my more bad HEDS days. Someone who has mowed my lawn and that kind of thing. So we're talking good people, and I try to hold up good people whenever they have held me up. So queerchocolatier.com. There's the logo. Check her out. And oh my God, love their work. Her work, excuse me. Anyway, it's just it feels to be in a really weird place. I don't mean to pass, but because of, I think it has a lot to do with my hair, just having longer hair now. The boobs don't hurt, honestly. They're not big, but they're visible now. And I'm not conflicted about this. Like I said, at first I intended to come out and be like, ooh, I don't have to pass. No trans person should have to pass in order to be respected. I truly believe that. I believe that for myself. But now it seems I am passing in certain circumstances. I don't think I pass. I look at me and I see non-binary, trans feminine person. I look at me and go, yep, that's me. There's no way anyone's going to look at me and think woman. And I'm fine with that. But apparently I'm wrong, because the longer I live in this space with this body, in this form, the more people are acknowledging me as a woman. And I'm okay with that. I'm actually quite happy about that. There's a real joy to being trans and coming out and just living as yourself. And when you have yourself validated, it is an amazingly positive experience. Because in today's culture, with the right-wing nuts doing their culture war stuff, you don't get a lot of validation. And when someone validates you, not realizing that they're validating you is just a casual thing. Here you go, hun. So I'm never going to say anything to the old men who call me hun. Yeah, they're being a little patronizing, but they're also making me feel really good about myself. So thank you. And thank you all for watching this video. It's, yeah. Again, these videos are just random bits of thoughts that I want to put out into the universe. So thanks for listening to this random bit of thought. Check out Queer Chocolatier. Peace. Long life.